So with Eureka Orthos just coming out, I wanted to make a video about Deep Dungeon, and Palace of the Dead specifically, but I really wanted to solo all 200 floors and get the Necromancer title before I made the video. And boy have I tried. I recently soloed up to floor 198, and then the next day streamed for over 7 hours to try again to die to the 190 boss, because I didn't focus hard enough and got caught by some bombs. So I've yet to get Necromancer, but this is also an opportunity to talk about a concept I've mentioned in other videos I've noticed people reacting to don't really get what I'm saying. And that's the content in games that is meant to be beaten versus content that's meant to beat you. Because technically, yes, all content is meant to be beaten. But what I mean is, there's content out there in most games that's meant to be beaten right now by everyone, versus content that is meant to beat you, sometimes a lot before you squeak out a win. Think normal raids versus savage raids. Normal raids are fun little story bosses that even on day one, we usually one-shot and complete the story. While some end-tier savage bosses have taken me weeks in Party Finder to prog and kill. Deep Dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV is kind of both, actually. In fact, if you go into Palace of the Dead with a full party of 4 people, it's pretty easy. I did it with 3 people on our first try and we messed up a lot along the way, and it was fine, we still beat it. But man, the amount of time I've sunk into Palace trying to solo it is depressing. Palace of the Dead has been an on and off obsession of mine since I began Final Fantasy XIV. I go through times where I obsess about it for a bit, and then stay away from it for months at a time. So even though everyone is really excited for the new Deep Dungeon, my heart is still in the Palace. I feel like I have to get that Necromancer title before I can really enjoy Eureka Orthos. And even though some of this grind really sucks, because to be fair, the first 150 floors, once you're familiar with it, are pretty boring. The old school gamer in me appreciates that this goal of mine is going to feel even sweeter knowing that I suffered along the way. When I click on my save file to begin a set of floors on 171 or higher, I get excited because that save file is valuable. That save file cost me 12 to 15 hours to create. The 2 failed runs I did last week at floor 198 and 190 really hurt. But I know that low is going to make the high of victory so much more rewarding.